I'm going to be chatting about Coachella. Okay, there was a bit of a blank, but so I'm going to be talking about Coachella and many other things about it. So basically, where's Coachella? What's the meaning behind this, and what's the meaning, of life? Coachella. How did it start? It started as like a free concert for the internet to see. Got so big that it got to like a few million. Now today it's like few million every time. It got really big and people were surprised how big it really was. I believe it started in the early times when the internet was just arrived. But yeah, Coachella is one of these things that started by demons, I believe. I know a lot of you will go away because of this, but Coachella, a lot of the people that there are there that are on the concert. Many of these people are, possessed by demons. They're actually even you know, literally I mean, there's like pictures of reference of hell in those pictures, even though we don't even know it about it. And in Coachella, there's a lot of references to hell. So yeah. So Coachella is very deeply scary place for the angels. So they leave the place instantly, and the demons are forever there. So they basically made a place for demons to have a playground in. The demons are actually having a playground in Coachella. So if you unfortunately I don't know, it's like there's a lot of diversity in Coachella, but what kind of diversity? I mean, can it be for a good thing or can it be for a bad thing? I know there was good diversity in I know there was good diversity in what was the movie called? Black Panther, and there was also some biblical aspects of Black Panther, but you know, this kind of diversity is the what was his name? Michael Jackson of the diversity, and Coachella. Basically, it's Michael Jackson diversity. And if you haven't heard the song, means everyone that is black or white. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. All you have to do is believe in something. You just have to believe in it, I think. Doesn't matter if you're black or white. You know. Basically, he's just, he likes to make songs that are subtly diverse, but also in a way that Satan can control the diversity. I mean, every song that Michael Jackson made, he made it with he was basically not sleeping every night until Satan basically plays a song in his head every time. Well, Marshall Robinson. And basically, Michael Jackson ended up creating songs from the devil, and he never even slept until he got that song. And there's still people that are believing in God, that's really with God. So you know, God is truly a beautiful creature, but then there's a place for that, basically playgrounds for demons. So it's not really a place I would go. I know some people would like to go there. I've met people that would like to go there. I mean, there's a goofy person that would like to go there. I mean, I've seen a YouTuber that would like to go there, and he's probably even there right now. Everyone that is there right now, they go there until Sunday, and they'll literally skip church just to be there, won't they? You know. So there's a lot of real forces out there. A lot of forces that are either evil or good. More good than evil, apparently. 1/3 of the angels are evil, but 2/3 are good. And the funny thing is, God is so powerful that he can completely wipe out every demon on this planet. And he chooses not to, because he decides that they haven't gotten their judgment, and he just he's a perfect God with mystery, complete utter mystery, and yet you know even if they're still alive and creating places like Coachella, it's it can still be you know it can still be a good thing to know that with choices we have a choice to go to Coachella or a choice to go to church. We all have choices, guys. We all have complete choices, even if they're not good. In some people's case, it's a choice to go to Coachella because it's a fun place to be. Because I know a lot of people like that place because it's so fun. There's many parties. There's many bands there. It's fun. But what kind of creature, you know, I mean, what kind of creature has a lot of fun and, you know, kind of, what kind of creature? Okay, so there's a, like, I'll say for, hawk. A hawk puts a turtle in a high place, and that scares the turtle, right? Turtle knows that in high places it's deadly. Turtle knows that certain places are deadly. And I bet you would barely even see a creature at Coachella because there's so many people, right? Yeah, well. Another funny thing is animals fear us, but it's also a healthy fear because in a sense, you know, demons are in a lot of people in Coachella, and of course, I don't know, like, I'm pretty sure there's still bugs at Coachella, but a lot of bugs see that if people love to people are dancing energetically, they will go away from them, but that's not the point. The only life on Coachella is humans. They're pretty much possessed by whatever's in them to do whatever's in Coachella. Coachella is very I don't know how to describe it. There's a whole lot of people in Coachella, but we're to be the salt of the earth. That's a fact. Maybe theaters are a different thing, but we're to be a salt of the earth. And if it's mixed in with bad salt, with million grains of bad salt, and that adds up to I would say 27 billion, 27 million grains of bad salt. I mean, that I'm guessing is about an ounce of salt. That's bad. That's practically sand, and it's completely and utterly lost its flavor. Even though we are that let's say 1 grain of good salt, we have completely lost the flavor, and we've completely lost all hope in our lives. So even though Coachella is fun, it's very, very poisonous in our lives. You know? So what is poisonous? It drains life, right? I learned this today. Poison is whoever takes the life supply away, basically drains it from our blood or poisons the blood. It kills us, right? Whoever takes the life supply away from our blood kills us. If there's a gap in our blood, it kills us. If the heart stops pumping and we have a gap in our blood, we die. So poison is no different. Poison is what either goes after muscle. In most cases, the poison goes after blood, and the blood will suffocate and die. And that Coachella is like the poison. That's very fun. I mean, like a beautiful woman could be poison to a man's eyes because it was so, I don't know, like beautiful to that woman. No, no. The beautiful woman was so beautiful to that one guy because she ended up bringing a lot of lust to that one guy. But his spiritual life was poisoned by that lady. And every time a poison goes into the body, it sucks the life away from the person. So yeah. So the first death is basically one of the veins no longer can supply the life supply of blood, and they've been cut off from wherever. I mean, if it's been completely cut off, like the head been cut off, the head is dead. So if an arm is cut off, it's completely dead as well. Although we can bring the arm back together, although we can bring the arm back, or the hand only, but we cannot bring the whole head back because it's serving an organ that's too great to bring back to life. Because when head's dead, it's dead. Remember that. Heart transplant is very hard to do. Heart transplants are so hard to do because in most cases it either ends up with complications because you have to take pills later, or you die. I mean, I'd say less than half the chances are a little less than half the chances are that you die, but more than, I don't know, like one in, I don't know what the odds are, but there's a slim chance that you end up having a good heart health life when you've had a heart attack, when you had to have a heart surgery and replace it. And the heart is the main blood supply, and the lungs go to the heart. So, it's basically if the blood has been cut off, that's one way it dies. If the heart is dead, that's another way it dies, or the lungs. And a third way is a more interesting way. It's when all the blood dies, or it's been poisoned. That's the third way. And that can range from diseases that poison the blood, because it's filled all the mucus in the blood, or it can range from deadly mucus in the blood. That can range from brain problems. I mean, I'm no doctor, but even pain, the too much pain can kill you, of course. But then there's what is called the nerves. The nerves are connected to wherever it's going to, like blood cells or the brain nerves, wherever it is. I mean, the nerves end up bringing lots of life to a person as well, but if I too much, the brain dies and the brain just quits. That's one way that person can die. Or let's say, I don't know. Let's say that a brain has been shot or anything like that. That's another way you can die. Another type of brain overload, or the soul or overload. And a last way, the sixth way, and it's like you faint. That's the sixth way. So there are 6 ways that people die. 3 of them in the blood and 3 of them in the brain. Flesh and soul. Then there's indeed blood is the main problem for death in every person. It's all in the blood. So the spirit is basically connected to Jesus. And Jesus is literally the blood. He's literally the blood supply of the spirit. And if he gets rid of it, or if we have the heart attack, we will die. And if we mock the Holy Spirit, we will die. And that's basically, a heart attack. No, let me talk. What was that? Oh, that's when you get your head cut off. That's when you have loss of blood. That's too much of loss of blood. The third way is sin. That's a poison to your spirit. Now just remember that, okay? All right. And that Coachella is that real poison to the spirit. And it's real. I mean, it's really interesting. I mean, let's say that someone is alive in the spirit and well. That would be the best case scenario, because in that case that's very rare. But in that case, it's they're they know they're not perfect, but they very very rarely they make mistakes. And even though they rarely get sick, it's just like they are perfect in their body. It's forever that way, right? Then there's another type of person, he has a let's say autoimmune system that is not working very well, or what was hard, or let's say what's hard. Yeah, so I should fill the blank. Fill in the blank. Or when God wants to give up on you and all that. If God really decides He wants to sort of give up on me, I mean, He decides to give up on you. That's kind of the unfortunate thing. That's the type of person that has a weak heart, or maybe they have weak blood. Maybe they have a weak immune system. And that, by the way, is more like a person that is basically it's in the flesh, or weak in the flesh, or anything like that, or they have sin in their lives. But another type of person that doesn't have sin in their lives, that type of person is usually a type of person that you know, that person would be the type of person that would be clearly amazing, but is struggling to keep themselves straight or good in good hands with the Spirit of the Lord. And then there's another one that they're weak, or they're struggling completely, and they could die at any moment. That's not a literal person. That's just spiritually wise. That person is involving themselves in sin. That person is involving themselves in anything like that. And that person is usually gone. That person is usually not going to make it, because they're too deep in sin for God to really care for them. I mean, in a few cases He can take them out because He knows that they're trying, but not trying hard enough. That's a spiritually lazy person, which I've seen a whole bunch of. Not a whole bunch of, but I would say that out of the Christians in the world, there's like 1/3 of them that are spiritually lazy. Then there's a Christian type that is, there's a Christian type that is there's Christian type that is believing in money and is too harsh on other people to believe in that kind of money. That type of person is more likely to be having the executed head, where they don't really have a chance to redeem themselves or anything like that. So they're pretty much lost. And then there's the fourth case, which is the sinners. The fifth case, the sinners are wicked in every single way. And sixth case, the evil person. And there's the seventh case, and that's a person that really is saved in heaven. Then there's the eighth case, the person in hell. So that's one you should probably understand. Because what I saw in that literal sense of a person, you know, let's just say it's real demonic activities and that Coachella, and that is a real shame to see because I mean that's the only shame about that is that a lot of people will be left behind because of that. But the real good thing about that is that the ones who stand firm, they're gonna be either executed by other people because of their faith, or when they stand firm, or the 144 not 144,000, but the 1,440 or the 1,440 people that stand firm and make it out alive, those people will basically, oh demons, those people will be the ones that are in pure joy because they will have successfully gone through the test and hidden themselves from evil, and they would never have been an evil. Those are completely rare people because, as you can tell, there are only 8 people. So that's 8 hands. So that's only 8 hands out of all of the other ones. And then there's that's all of those people that survived through Noah. There's only 2 people. 1, 2. So 1, and then there's 2. I keep doing these weird things. I hate this stuff. 1 and 2. Those are the type of people were the people that made it out of you know, that made it across to made it across the river, and those 2 people that were all adults, those 2 people ended up literally ended up in the promised land. Those people just 2, just 2, just these 2, and they were the ones that ended up in the promised land, and they literally you know because they did not listen to the advice of the men that said, "Oh, look at these huge grapes that were the size of us," and they all said, "These giants are so big that they will kill us." They did say in a deep tone and a scared tone because they were spies and they looked up upon the land, and to these people they were like squirrels. And when the people of Israel slaughtered all the giants, you know, they ended up living. But that was the later people. The people that listened, they were scattered all over the land. They were out of the 1.5 million, I believe, or more, and only 2 made it. Imagine 1.5 million. That's 1,000 times 1,000. That's actually the size of the group that is in Coachella. Only 2 of these people will make it out of the fire. That is, by the way, the truth. Now, the people that are caught up with God, many people will be dead and got up. But out of the last people of the last days, they'll literally be caught up in the end. And I'm pretty sure it's only like 1,440 people that will be caught up in heaven in the very last day. there'll not be a whole bunch of people, but only a whole bunch of people when they're caught up with God. And the people that are persecuted and killed, there'll be many of those people basically persecuted and killed by the people of the Antichrist. And then there will be a lot of people that ended up dying. And I mean, the ones that are not the ones that are left behind, they will be killed by the Lord Almighty. And yet, there will be some people that will be taken by Satan. And those people will, you know, they'll be the Christians that did not pray, that the demons, you know, don't take them, because there will be a contract. Contracts are stronger than demons, guys. There will be a contract that will end up taking, I don't know, like 40% of the Christians down to hell. That contract will take them to hell. That will be a really moving point for us. It's like wow, 42%. So that contract is what sends people to hell. And God sends people to hell, not demons, and not the angels. It is God's written contract that is sometimes been altered by the one that truly doesn't care or gives anything about about his holy people. So contracts will send people to hell. That thief in the night, that thief in the night will take people to hell. So you're wondering what the meaning of life is. It's love. Not a heart sense in the world sense, like this. Not like this. Because that is only fallible. That will die. What is true love? It is a type of love that cares for the weakest. The one that, wishes not to have anyone perish. The one that is fatherly and strong and bold. And that love, cares for everyone. Cares for everyone's safety. It will die for everyone that needs it. Like Jesus did. That love will do anything and give up anything just for that person to make it into the kingdom of God, or that weak person. And I believe that every weak person should make it into the kingdom of God. Everyone should consider themselves weak compared to the demons of hell and to the principalities and the authority of everything above them. We are weak, and we should be considered weak. That meaning of love is, that meaning of love, that meaning of life is love, and that meaning of love is to do so. That is true love, folks. That is perfect love. Perfect love heals. Perfect love does not bind. It gives up every freedom it has just to save. Perfect love, it does not cast any shame on anyone, or does not judge. It just loves with every kind of heart. And I'm sending you this message with love because I've seen a lot of people, a lot of people in the world literally trying to you know, you're wondering what the meaning of life is. They're on Coachella, basically partying and thinking this must be the meaning of life to enjoy themselves, but it's not. It is love, and that love is to bring peace unto others, and that perfect peace is undescribable and beautiful. And that perfect joy is just perfect. So most beautiful, most perfect, most precious. That's what we must have. Our love, that perfect love is precious because it brings perfect beauty and perfect like perfect joy brings perfect beauty and um and then also brings perfection. Yeah, joy is perfection. Joy is amazing and awesome because it is paradise. Joy is paradise, and then there's it's basically perfect love is you know is precious because it brings paradise and beauty. And it's so beautiful that perfect peace it's undescribable. So bring that fountain from me to everyone else. Let that fountain flow to something smaller, and let that smaller get bigger and flow to someone else. Because God is a fountain that is never never ending, is ever filling everyone up. And soon it will be um basically causing a fountain to never end because it's a recycled water that is clean. It brings cleanliness and cleans itself. It'll forever get better and better because perfect love casts nothing but peace and joy. All right, I'll be done now, okay? Fine, I'll be talking to anyone that needs to talk, but anyway, yeah, I'll have to do a few seconds, detailed seconds, because YouTube will not end up, yeah, YouTube is very erroneous as ways, and I hope that people fix the bugs. I hope they do it soon. Okay. So I'll have to talk again and make sure it goes to 38. Actually, I'll do it. I'll end at 39 minutes. How about that? Excuse me. So if anyone's coming, I'll just end it there. But if they want to talk, I'll talk to them. Looks like nobody's come yet. But eh, Marshall Robinson hasn't spoken again, so anyway, I'll be done.